At it again. We've got to talk about Stephen A. Smith. Yeah, sure you guys have heard of Stephen A. Smith, the ESPN sports anchor. He has the show First Take that I used to watch like years and years ago when it was him and Skip Bayless. Yeah, that's the guy, Skip Bayless, because Skip Bayless has a show on like Fox now or something. But yeah, when it was him and Skip Bayless, I honestly used to watch. Now, this was like years and years and years ago. This is probably, I don't know, what? What do you guys think? How long ago was that? Probably 9 years ago now? Sheesh. Time flies, man. My goodness. It was quite a while ago. But Stephen A. Smith recently made some interesting comments that I want to address. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you are new. And let's dive in.
We begin with the new controversial border security law just signed by Governor Gregg Abbott within the last hour. It'll soon be a state crime for migrants to cross into Texas illegally.
We know this has been coming. Our political reporter Jack Fink here now with what the governor's saying about it today, along with reaction. Jack?
Well, Doug and Karen, in all, Governor Abbott just signed 3 bills into law. Senate Bill 4 is the legislation that's attracted the most headlines in Texas and across the country because it allows the state to enforce immigration. The ACLU of Texas vowed again this afternoon to take the state to court over this as soon as possible. The governor held the event at a construction site for the state's border wall in Brownsville. He also signed Senate Bill 3, which gives the state another $1.5 billion to expand the barrier in an effort to keep people from illegally crossing into the state. As for Senate Bill 4, if a person is caught entering the state away from the legal port of entry, he or she would be charged with a Class B misdemeanor and then could either choose to return to Mexico or face prosecution. Critics, including the ACLU of Texas, have said the courts have ruled only that the federal government has jurisdiction over immigration laws. The governor said today the border is a dangerous place and that the Biden administration has left the state with no choice.
The Border Patrol recently warned to take extreme caution when it learned that 10 IEDs were found just across the border. The FBI director warned that the border poses a threat to national security. Biden's deliberate inaction has left Texas to fend for itself.
So our goal in filing quickly, by which I mean in the coming weeks, is to give this case enough time to be heard by the courts of the United States to assure that we can block this law before it is ever used to harass or target or arrest any person by the state of Texas. Quickly as we can.
The ACLU of Texas and Democratic members of Congress are urging the Justice Department to intervene. Senate Bill 4 is set to take effect in March. The governor signed a third bill that cracks down on human smuggling into Texas and illegal stash houses. Karen?
So yeah, Governor Gregg Abbott of Texas signed a bill that will allow officers, goodness gracious, I just totally went blank, to arrest illegal immigrants. Well, Stephen A. and some folks, as you saw there in that clip, have a problem with arresting illegal immigrants. I mean, it's literally in the name. Illegal. If you do something illegal, what happens to you? You get arrested, right? Not according to people like Stephen A., I guess, but check it out.
Gregg Abbott, you ever heard of him? He's the governor for the state of Texas. On Monday, that governor, Governor Abbott, signed a bill into law that will allow the police to arrest migrants who entered the U.S. illegally. This law, which takes effect in March, allows any Texas law enforcement officer to arrest people who are suspected of entering the country illegally. This is bad, ladies and gentlemen. And before I go a step further, there's an individual by the name of Krish, Krish, Omara Vignarajah, Vignarajah. That person is the CEO of Lutheran Immigration and Refugee Service, says, quote, By criminalizing the very act of seeking refuge, Texas is turning its back on the values of compassion and due process that make our nation the world's beacon of humanitarian leadership. That is one way to put it. There are various other ways to put it. This is a disgrace. It's inhumane. And it opens the floodgate to further divide our nation, because when you have law enforcement that literally can arrest people over a suspicion, think about that for a second. People can be arrested who are suspected of entering the country illegally.
That's not what the law says, but continue.
Do you realize that that means a law enforcement official can walk up to somebody, all right, they look Hispanic. Okay, their English is broken. They don't speak fluent English.
Lie.
So that could be a cause for me to arrest them? Let them deal with the problems later. Ladies and gentlemen, to get out of jail, bail costs money. It ain't free. To hire a lawyer, that costs money. It ain't free. You have essentially opened up an avenue to incarcerate people for no cause whatsoever other than a particular law enforcement official's suspicion. That's what we're going to do to our Latino brothers and sisters. It's racist. Somebody needs to say it, so I'm going to say it. It's a racist ass thing to do.
Oh, you mad, huh? While you're lying about what the law actually says, but go ahead.
Suspicion? Suspected of entering the country illegally. How can you be suspected of entering the country illegally? So you chilling in downtown Dallas or Houston. You hanging out with a bunch of folks. You're speaking Spanish instead of English. Your clothes might not be a Tom Ford suit or something. You might not be wearing a Jordan sweatsuit. You might look a little poor and impoverished, a bit haggardy or haphazard. Those things you might not look the part.
Hold on, wait a minute, Stephen A. Hold on now. What'd you just say? Did y'all catch it? Did he just say that all immigrants that come across our border, they're all poor, they're all broke, they all have nothing? Did he say that? That sounds like the R word to me, Stephen A. Sounds like you're stereotyping a little bit here. Isn't that kind of... Who's to say all of these folks are poor? Are they poor just because they're coming from Mexico? Is that why they're poor? Is that why you're saying that? Are you saying they're poor because they're Hispanics? Is that why you're saying that, Stephen A? Okay. I see you let your true colors come out there for a second. It's all right. I'll be quiet now.
That's a suspicion. They can literally label that as suspicion to justify arresting you, not questioning you, not asking for an ID. They literally can arrest you. That's criminal. See, what we're really learning here is that there are levels of enslavement. Yeah, I can deport you, I could send you back, or I could keep you incarcerated. You can feed the system. Another body in there. We know the prisons throughout this nation, to some degree anyway, have been privatized. We do know that, right? You do know that there are people profiting off of folks getting incarcerated, right? If you don't believe me, go back and look at 13, that documentary on Netflix, directed by Ava DuVernay. Go back and look at things like that, and you'll see what I'm talking about. What a disgrace. And to think I love this state from the standpoint that it's got no state income taxes. You got beautiful cities like Dallas and Houston and Austin, Texas. I'm looking forward to being in a city like that someday, and then I see a governor like this doing this kind of nonsense. It's a damn disgrace.
I'm sorry I had to subject y'all to that miserable 5 minutes, but I think it's important that we do call this type of stuff out and that we don't let it slide. So my thing is, so it's a bad thing to arrest people who commit a crime. It is literally called illegal immigration. I mean, Stephen A's own graphic even says, what does that say right there on y'all screen? What's that word? Illegal. Illegal. It's on his own graphic. Illegal immigration. Like, this stuff is laughable. Like, you have to be joking. You have to be joking. And I'm not the type of person that says that says, stick to basketball. But I mean, my goodness, with that kind of clip, he makes a strong case for a lot of people to yell that at him. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I believe in free speech. He can say whatever he wants to, but my goodness, man, you make a real strong case. You make it real hard for people like me, Stephen A, to like back you up and say, no, he has the right to say whatever he wants. You make it real hard. You make it difficult. You know what I'm saying? Like, my goodness. It's literally on your graphic. It's right there. It says illegal. Oh, man. And then you got the people of Chicago, which I'm sure he just doesn't care about that at all, that are, in an uproar because of what's happening to their city. It was already in turmoil, and now their mayor is taking funds from them to fund these immigrants. Illegal immigrants, mind you. So he's taking from a pot that was already thin and making it even thinner. Basically emptying it for other people, not the people that have helped put him into office, right? Not the people who were born and raised and, contributed to that community. Not those folks. But of course, that don't matter to Stephen A. I got a woke virtue signal. I got to make sure everybody knows that I'm the good guy. Come on, Stephen A. Like, you don't like, this is my thing with folks like this. It's just like this weird thing. Like, you don't have to do this. Like, it's just weird. Like, it's blatant. It's right there on your graphic. Illegal immigration. Anyway, y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment. Hit that subscribe button before you go. Man, is that a head scratcher or what? Peace and love. I'm out.